Amanwe Gano Botwe, Yen Shikon Shinyen Lebeni, Shikon Sadi, Kamo Sheha, a war me to no bono connectwe. Much of video after this, my intro, cocktail journalism and I got like intro. Those of you that always want to know more about land, the ownership, documentation, planning, Charlie, you have a lot to learn from this man. See, let me give you the chance and listen to Kwame now. Listen to Kwame.
And then if you talk about buildings being pulled down in unauthorized places, it's happening on lands. The last time the president went to Ramsey site and asking why people are building in unauthorized places of that nature. First of all, let me understand what land is. Maybe I want to know what is land in the first place, because maybe somebody is listening and is not sure. They are digging beneath the ground surface, so they don't think that is land. What actually is land? Because my basic understanding of your property law, for instance, is the fact that is the surface of the ground. Land would be the surface, the physical surface that we all see, and then beneath of it, and then maybe the little skies above. But you are in better place. Help us. What is land? As
I think you pass my land law 1 class.
Oh, sir.
The land is what you have said it is. Generally, in ordinary parlance, the land is the turf, is the surface. That's what most of us see as the land. But in a strict legal sense, the land comprises of 3 segments. The easiest one to identify with is the surface, where we generally operate the turf. But the land also includes the airspace above the turf. And the land also includes the subterranean part beneath the turf.
Subterranean?
Yes, the part below the turf. So the turf is the surface, but what is under the surface is also land. And the basic principle, if you didn't have any statutory or other interventions, is that the person who owns the surface owns the airspace above the surface and the subterranean part below the surface.
The same owner. If
yes.
you own the surface, so assume that I built on the surface of my land. I own all the way to the length of where I decide to build up to. Is there a limit to the space?
Whether there is a limit to the space or not, if you were in my land law class, I will refer you to 2 cases. One is the case of Kelson versus Imperial Tobacco, and the other is Lord Bernstein of Ley versus Skyviews and General.
Are these English or?
English cases.
Okay.
So the first case, which is Kelson versus Imperial Tobacco, appears to say somehow that you will control the airspace above your turf ad infinitum. In other words, it will go up.
No limit.
Yes. Remember when we were in Catholic primary schools, we went through catechism, we were told that God was very close till some woman pounding fufu applied the pestle, and over time God got angry and went up and up till
we can't find him
anymore. So, but the second case, which is Lord Bernstein of Ley versus Skyview, appears to be saying that you can only make claim to the airspace above to the extent that you reasonably require for the effective enjoyment of the surface.
Okay.
So one case places a limit.
Yeah.
But in this country, our law has placed even a statutory limit. Because if you are the owner of the airspace above your turf, how about overflight of aircraft? If aircraft overflies your land, that will constitute a trespass to your land.
Space, yeah.
But our Ghana Civil Aviation Act, Act 678, in section 29, says there will be no trespass liability for regular overflight in the normal course of operating a flight. Which means if aircraft overflies the airspace above your land, you can't bring an action to recover damages against the airline or the Civil Aviation Authority.
Okay.
This is not the same as saying that if there is injury to you from something falling from an aircraft or the aircraft itself, you cannot recover. That's different.
Okay.
The statutory waiver is in respect of overflight of aircraft in the normal course of navigation.
Okay.
But then go to the surface beneath.
Beneath, I was going to go
The
there.
land beneath the surface. And you know, most of the minerals are embedded beneath the surface.
Yeah.
Yes. So ordinarily, the person who controls the surface should have been the owner of the airspace reasonably required and what is below. Which means that under normal circumstances, the owner of the surface would have been the owner of the minerals embedded in the subterranean part.
Okay.
But somewhere